everyone. A very good morning to you all learners. Today, to begin this brainwave session, I would actually like to begin with a quote by Chris Cameron, who is an author. Storytellers, by the very act of telling, communicate a radical learning that changes lives and the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, through the guidance of our Chancellor, Sir Dr. P.D. Patil, our Pro-Chancellor, Ma'am, Dr. Bhagyashree Patil, Ma'am, and our Vice Chancellor, Sir Dr. N.J. Pawar, they have, through their vision and philanthropy, built a magnificent organization that is able to collaborate with successful professionals across the globe. They come here to share their experiences with you, the managers of tomorrow. It is their vision and that philanthropy that actually inspires us to provide you all with the quality education programs. Our Executive Director, Dr. Smita Jadhav, is the source of motivation who, through her dynamic personality, actually inspires us. She personally aspires that each of you develop as good and successful individuals. It's a pessimist who actually complains about the wind. An optimist tries to change the wind, and a leader actually adjusts the sails. It is our director, Dr. Safia Farooqi, from the Center of Online Learning, who is that leader that guides us and motivates us faculty members and you learners alike to become better professionals. Now, our today's guest speaker, Mr. Mukund Sarang, is an internationally certified counselor and a trainer. He specializes in building and operating strategic model of training for different corporates, international universities, consortiums, colleges, agencies, and institutions. Today, he will actually speak to us about the topic that is very close to my heart. It's the significance of language skills and its impact on career progression, right? So with this, I would now like to hand it over to Mukund Sarang so that he begins with his session.
Thank you, Sohail. In fact, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. So I would like to begin by wishing all of you good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Come on, guys, morning. Reciprocate.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
I believe that they're not able to say something because their mics are blocked. I will have the technical guy actually unblock them.
Can we unblock the mics, please? You know,
yes.
so that let's give them the leverage to ask questions and to
Good
communicate.
morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, good.
Morning.
That's what I want to hear.
Good morning.
Everyone is alive.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I like the noise.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
That's the
Good
power
morning,
of
sir.
a real engaging session.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you.
We are all loud and clear.
Great. I'm audible to everyone, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, good. So first of all, I would like to thank the entire DPU management, their directors, the Chancellor, Dr. P.D. Patil, Dr. Bhagyashree Patil, who is your Pro-Chancellor, Dr. N.J. Pawar, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Smita Jadhav, that's your Executive Director, and Dr. Safia Farooqi, who's the Director Center for your online learning. And I would also like to thank the real heroes, that is Sohail and Mr. Dr. Jadhav, for actually organizing this event. They have been really hard to get all of us on this platform to engage with each other. Okay, so let's begin. So guys, what are we here for? I may pick anyone, so I want you to talk to me. Vishwajit Singh. Yes, Vishwajit. What are we going to do today?
Very fine, sir.
I know you're doing fine. I said, what are we here for? What are we going to do today?
Sorry, sir.
What is the agenda of today's webinar? What are we here for?
We would like to take some skills
Hello.
from you.
Yes, Vishwajit? Oh,
Hello.
yes, Vishwajit. Can you open your camera?
Sir, just yes, sir.
Yeah, open your camera. I want to talk to you. Yes, Vishwajit. So what are we here for?
Good, sir.
What
Okay.
we are.
विश्वजीत, हम आज का एजेंडा क्या है? हम क्यों हैं यहाँ पे साथ साथ में?
We are here to connect with our other
Okay, we are
students
able,
and
we
our
are here
teachers.
to connect with each other to learn about the language skills, right? So
Yes,
that's
sir.
the agenda of today's meeting. Guys, if you're not able to understand an English language, I can also speak Hindi and Punjabi. Okay, so I know 3 languages. So feel
Very
talk
good.
to me in any language you want to. Okay, so language should not
Okay,
be the
sir.
barrier. Talk in any language you want to talk. Okay, but I want
Yes, sir.
response. I want reciprocation. Okay. All right. So let me start sharing my screen and let's begin the session. We are going to talk about language skills today. So, to recapitulate, what is a language? It's a system or method of human communication consisting of sounds, words, or grammar used by people in a particular country or different work cultures at schools, colleges to communicate. And, we either communicate by speaking or by writing or making signs, that can be understood by each other. Common problems for non-native speakers, like, we are Indians and we are talking about English language, which is not our mother tongue. Okay. Now, there are certain errors that we make. Everyone makes it, whether it be anyone, everyone makes these errors who's a non-native. Common grammatical errors. At times we lose confidence, shyness in speaking, fear of making mistakes, and at times we are nervous speaking English language in public. Does this happen to all of us? Yes, no? Okay, are they all muted again?
Well, yes, I believe so. I'm not sure. But yes, most of the learners in the chat box are actually writing that, yes, these are exactly the problems that they face.
Right. Okay. So, how to get rid of these problems? Tell me, common grammatical mistakes. How to get rid of it? We can practice. Okay. The more we practice, the better we get. And it's not only, about English. It's about any skill that you want to, learn. You need to make mistakes to learn. If you don't make mistakes, means you're a genius. Confidence. Confidence building also happens, when you really want to achieve something, when you really want to learn, when you really want to engage with each other. You need a lot of confidence for that. Okay. Confidence is built. That skill, you'll be very confident. Shyness in speaking. Why we feel shy? We think that, in case we speak wrong, okay, others might laugh at us. No one can laugh at the same joke, more than thrice or maybe more than 4 times. That's the maximum they will laugh at you. So don't feel shy speaking this language. Why? Because we are all here to learn. Okay. Fear of making mistakes. I might not get a job if I speak wrong, right? I might not be appreciated by my, mentors if I make mistakes while speaking. It is okay to make mistakes. It is absolutely fine. It is natural for non-native speakers to make mistakes. You were not born with this skill. Okay. We are learning including our mother tongue. We learned it over time. Okay. And nervous speaking the English language in public. We should not be feeling nervous while speaking this language. The focus benchmarks of the language are: number 1, fluency and coherence. Second is lexical resource. Third is grammatical range and accuracy. And fourth is pronunciation. We will learn about these, in detail. What are these? And let me tell you, these are the 4 benchmarks. If you overcome this, you become a perfect speaker. Fluency and coherence is the ability to speak with speed, accuracy, and proper expression, at the same time being logical and consistent. The flow and efficiency which you express your ideas without pausing. We all pause at times because we fall short of words. But the same thing, if we speak in our native language, we don't pause. What it means that we are not really fluent in a non-native language. Okay. Speech should be delivered in a way that is easy to understand and shows how comfortable you are with the language. There is no point of using difficult words, which you are uncomfortable with. Keep the language very simple. This will help you, and this will also help the other people understand you better. Rather, let me explain it this way. When you speak, you should speak in a way that even a small kid should be able to understand. When you are explaining something, explain it in a very simple manner. No one is here to test your knowledge. We all are here to communicate so that, easy and smooth communication takes place. Lexical resource means vocabulary. Now, at times, as I mentioned, we might fall short of words. Why is it so? Because we don't have access to a wide range of vocabulary. We are not very good at the language. Okay. So try to look for various synonyms. Okay. When we look for synonyms, we are enriching our language, the knowledge about similar words that will help you in communicating better and avoid repetition. Range of vocabulary shows how rich our language is in terms of words. This might include paraphrasing. I will tell you what paraphrasing is in coming slides. Then is your grammatical range and accuracy, which is the ability to utilize grammar and use of variety of sentence types, simple sentence, compound, complex, passive, question, conditional. Use the necessary vocabulary, grammar, and punctuation correctly. The tenses, most of us, we falter with the tenses, articles, prepositions. These are very important. So we take this up in our training sessions. Pronunciation is ability to speak clearly. Individual sounds. When I say individual sounds means, so for example, I was hosting a seminar. This is like pre-COVID. I was hosting a seminar in Surat. Surat is a city in Gujarat. So over there, someone pronounced cake, C-A-K-E, as kick. Okay, but with time, we can get rid of the regional language influence. So I understand we come from different backgrounds. Some people are from Maharashtra, some are from Gujarat, and India is a diverse nation. Like I'm from Punjab. That regional language influence is definitely there with everyone. Okay, which we can definitely get rid of while speaking and practicing this language. Okay, word stress, sentence stress and rhythm, intonation is the rise and fall of the voice in speaking. Like for example, I can easily make out when I talk to people in South India. Okay, I can easily make out that he or she is in South India. When I'm talking to to some students from Punjab, I can easily make out they're from Punjab, because that pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, stress is different for every culture, every region. So we need to practice more to get rid of all of that. The problem with fluency and coherence is we pause a lot. We pause a lot because we don't have that organized ideas. Okay, no logical order of ideas, repetition of ideas. We at times when we speak, we keep repeating the sentence. That's because we are buying time to think about what to speak next. Okay, repetition of ideas, lack of understanding, and unable to express yourself. This is the problem with fluency and coherence. Problem with your lexical resources, we have very limited vocabulary. We don't know many synonyms. Unable to speak and paraphrase. Incorrect use of idioms. Okay, so guys, if you don't know how to use idioms, let's not use it. Okay, and too much of repetition with the lexical resource. So for example, if I'm happy, I'm talking about happiness. Happiness has various synonyms. I can use the word delighted, elated, time and again. If I keep using happy, happy, happy in every sentence, it will be too much of repetition and it doesn't sound logical. Problem with grammatical range and accuracy. Unable to make the correct use of speech, such as noun, pronoun, adjective, tenses, as I already mentioned. Okay, and overuse of a particular word or sentence type. Problem with pronunciation is mispronunciation of words. Like I gave you an example, the cake and kick. Strong mother tongue influence. I already mentioned that we come from diverse backgrounds, that everyone is having some or the other, language expertise. So we try to inculcate that in English language, which leads to strong mother tongue influence. And at times, I have realized students, they tend to speak very fast. Always remember, the best speakers of the world in the past, today, and in the future, the best speakers, they always speak slow, and they speak in a way that everyone could understand. There is no point of rushing by speaking very fast. Okay. How do we improve? We improve by our own commitment to ourselves, that, we are going to speak in this language, for the rest of, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, till the time we get there. Think in the language. Okay. So think in the language. Why I say this is because if you don't think in the language, you're thinking in your mother tongue, and you are speaking in English, it might falter your sentence. So to give you an example, हिंदी में बोलते हैं मैं स्कूल जाता हूँ. ओके. अगर मैं इसको इंग्लिश में कन्वर्ट करूंगा तो इट विल बी आई स्कूल गो, which in English will be wrong, right? So in English we say I go to school. So there's a difference, when you convert. So don't try to convert. If you think in the language, you will be able to speak in the language correctly. Create a plan for yourself. Okay. Why I say create a plan is, do you know that, your every college, every school, every institute, they have their own schedule, timetable. Why do we have that? We have that to have consistency. Okay. Being consistent is very important. Okay. Doing things regularly at a particular time, it adds to your discipline and learning both. You need to have a plan. That's the reason every institute has a training plan. Okay. Look for the right mentor, trainer, resources, and platforms to learn from. Okay. If you're comfortable learning online, you should learn online. If you really need a coach, who can teach you live, please go for it. Okay. And activities, a lot of activities you need to participate in. Go to networking events. Networking events help you a lot. You come across different people from different cultures. You talk to different profiles in the networking event. That will build your personality and confidence as a whole. Okay. Activities, practice, execution, and implementation. In fact, I was reading somewhere a few days back, your entire personality depends upon the next 5 people you are associated with or you are close to. Okay. So I know we all are close to our family members. I'm talking about, about professional associations. So try to have more professional associations with the people who are better than you, so that you become better every day. Master mind map. So at times, we fall short of ideas, what to talk to, what to talk with people. So if I actually would like to talk to Dr. Snehal, are you there? Dr. Snehal? Okay, let me, can we unmute the mic for the participants for a while? I would like to speak with Bhupender. Bhupender, are you there?
Yes, now learner can
Yes,
speak.
sir.
Hi, Bhupender. Can you open your camera, please?
Yes, sir.
Bhupender?
Now I'm able to see you.
Just a moment. I can't see you. I can only see myself on the screen.
Okay.
Just a moment.
Direction. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, Bhupender. So Bhupender, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I am good, sir.
Where are you from?
I am from Bihar, sir.
Okay. You want to ask me any question?
Yeah, language is you told to
No, not
improve.
regarding the language. I want to
Yeah.
talk to you in general. We are friends. We are meeting
Okay.
somewhere outside.
Hmm.
Talk to me.
Like, what type of question?
Anything.
So
So you and I, we are meeting
uh,
for tea or coffee. Yeah,
okay.
talk to me.
So why, particular? If I am talking to you in any language.
There are no rules to the conversation. Talk to me about anything that you feel like.
Okay. So like. I am not getting what to ask.
You have to ask.
So, what is MBA like? When we have just started for our online classes for MBA. So after its completion, what will be the changes in our skills, and how good we will be able to we have opt for online, not offline. Offline, we will get better
Bhupender, hold on.
interaction and all.
I told you we are not discussing work at all.
Okay.
Talk to me about anything apart from work.
So how are you doing, sir? What you have done, big achievements in
Big
your life?
achievements in my life. Well, I don't think I have done many of the big achievements. It's just that I'm into a profession that I really love. I like,
Okay.
and I like engaging with people. I like meeting students. I like I love to engage with them, train them. So this is my biggest achievement. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
Bhupender, who all are there in your family?
my family, with including me, we are 5 in the family. My father is in defense. My mother is homemaker, and my brother is now he is working in TCS, and my sister, she is preparing for government exams. She is in the field of teacher.
Okay. And
myself, I am working I am mechanical design engineer.
okay. What are your hobbies?
Hobbies most of the time I like to play more, not online games, offline,
Okay.
cricket, football, badminton, chess. Chess
Okay.
is very good for
Good.
me.
So now you see, Bhupender, are you getting comfortable with me now, slowly,
Yeah.
while talking to me?
Yes.
Initially, when I asked you to chat with me, you were not so comfortable,
Yes.
right? But you got comfortable in a while. This comfort level I want from stage 1. Not first impression, is it will last for a long time. So when people meet Bhupender, they should know him as a very confident guy, right? Okay, Snehal,
Yes.
Snehal Ingle. Can you unmute yourself and can you come on camera, please, Snehal? Snehal.
Hello.
Hi, Snehal.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great. So talk to me.
How is the weather there?
Weather, well, I'm in Pune. The weather is it's moderate, not very cold and not very hot.
Yeah.
And
I'm
where are
good.
you from?
Yeah, I'm from Pune itself.
Oh, you're from Pune itself. Okay. Good to meet
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
what do you do?
Actually, I'm working as a medical officer in one of the hospital in Nigri.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
And do you want to ask me any question not related to work? Anything apart from work?
What are your hobbies?
My hobbies are skating, cycling, biking.
Okay.
Yeah. I do a lot of
yeah.
sports activities.
Yeah, good to know.
Do you know Viman Nagar?
Yeah, I know.
There is a skating ring at Viman Nagar. So I usually skate there.
Okay, okay. Good to know. Yeah.
You're welcome. So, Snehal,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? Are you a little uncomfortable right now?
Uncomfortable? No, not now.
Not now? Okay,
yeah.
great. So guys, these are some real-time examples of, communicating, getting into a conversation. However, I have never met Snehal, but, she had the courage to ask me, what are your hobbies, So even wherever you go globally, not just in India, you will meet a lot of people whom you would encounter, or, in networking events. How to strike a conversation? Just say, hi, good morning, how are you? Good to see you. What do you do? Okay, what is your name? All of this is very important. And most of the most important thing is we forget the small things. Like, whenever anyone, wishes you good morning, good evening, always respond back. Whenever someone does a favor to you, always say thank you. Whenever you feel that it's your mistake, rather than, just confronting, you should just say, sorry, I'm sorry, this happened due to this reason. So we need to be very humble, very polite towards each other. This will actually help us in life. Throughout our life, this will help us. Okay, so these were some live examples of getting into a conversation. And we all are humans, so we'll talk like humans. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine to make mistakes. It's absolutely fine to not be pro in English language, but we all should try. So helping you generate ideas whenever you're meeting someone. Hi, how are you? What's your name? What do you do? Okay, like, Snehal asked me about my hobby. Okay, what's your hobby? How did you, come across this hobby? Where do you stay? How's the weather at your place? There are so many things to talk. Okay, you need to break the ice. Like I broke the ice with Bhupender, because what happened was, Bhupender initially, he was a little nervous talking to me. Okay, and we all feel that this session is only about learning and only about English language, and it's very professional. No, it's not. It's all about engaging. Language is all about engaging with each other. Brainstorming ideas, so these are some ideas. You should brainstorm, what needs to be asked net. How can I get into a conversation? How can we engage into a conversation with new people around? Use the WH family. This is the WH family. This will help you throughout your life. Who, what, why, when, where, how. Analyze the advantages and the disadvantages of your conversation. See where it is going. Is it going in the right direction? You need to think about time periods while talking. Am I talking about the future, past, or my present? Ideas of conversation. Okay, so like I was communicating with few of you. What did you do last night? Or this is weekend. So what are you going to do in the weekend? Right? Did you see the last episode of? If you think you are able to connect in some common grounds, you can always talk about some soaps. You can talk about what kind of movies do you like to watch, and so on. It's very simple. There are too many ways you can engage and communicate. Okay, whom should I pick up now? Dr. Snehal, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, can you come on camera, please, Dr. Snehal?
Yeah.
Just a moment. I cannot see you. I think I'll have to stop sharing. Yeah, camera, please.
Hello.
Yes.
I think so. I'm something wrong with my camera.
Okay, I want someone who can come on camera. Anil Kumar. Anil, are you there? Okay, Sandeep Golap. Sandeep, unmute yourself, please.
Hi, yes, sir. How are you? Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hi, Sandeep. I'm good. Okay, yes, Anil is here. Sandeep, I'll come back to you. Okay. So Anil. Okay, thank you. Now Anil has gone. Okay, Anil is here. Okay, Anil.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Anil, I want to know you. I want to know about your hobby. So can you describe a hobby or an interest that you particularly enjoy? I want to ask you what it is, how long have you been doing it, who do you do it with, and how it is done?
Yes, sir. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Sandeep. Okay, Sandeep, can you answer this question for me?
Pardon, sir. I don't understand.
Sandeep, can you see the question on the screen? Describe a
Yes,
hobby
yes.
or an interest that you particularly enjoy, what it is, how long have you been doing it, who you do it with, how it is done.
Yes, sir. Actually, in respect of hobby, I would like to share you that my hobby is to roam outside. My hobby is to go visit the new places, visit the peoples, and to interact with them, asking about them, like what do they do, and I would like to know about their profession, their job, their family. So that is my hobby. And other than that, my hobby is my learning English language is my passion, and I do everything to learn in that respect. So I connect myself with the online portals are there, very much many apps are there over the internet. I downloaded apps, I install it, and I try to speak with many people. So can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, Sandeep.
Yes, sir. Actually, that is my hobby, and I'm very much passionate about that. And actually, I given the idea about this to my mentor, that Dipti Bhingardive ma'am, and I inquired that whether there are any courses like soft skill communication courses, so that I can develop my communication skills. So that is my hobby. Learning English language is my hobby, and that is my passion, sir.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Sandeep. It was wonderful to speak with you today. So
Yes, sir.
see, guys, we had two kind of speakers, two different personalities. One personality, whom I asked a question and he got afraid and he left. Rather, he should have stayed on camera and he should have, the courage to tell me that he's not comfortable with the language. Can he speak in Hindi? And I would have said a yes. And we would have developed more strong bond with each other. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
On the other
Yes, sir.
hand, we had another candidate who spoke to me, who replied to my question because he was comfortable with the language. So guys, if you're not comfortable with the language, change the language. Just speak out that I'm not comfortable with this. Can I talk to you in Hindi? I'll be absolutely fine. Wherever I'm counseling students and parents, a lot of parents I encounter who cannot speak in English language, which is absolutely fine. उनके लिए मैं हिंदी में बात करता हूँ. Okay. The idea is to communicate. Language is not the priority. The priority is the message should be passed. Okay. There is no point of if I talk to my parents and they are not able to understand what I'm saying. Okay. I'm not here to showcase my English skills or prove myself to anyone. No. All I'm here is that my profession should not suffer. My message should not suffer. Okay. So we all need to be very careful and considerate towards each other. Okay. I understand, everyone is not very good in the language, but we all can try to improve. So this was the question. Okay, so use of cohesive devices. We were all talking about cohesion. Let us understand by an example, what do you really mean by cohesion? Okay. Okay, Snehal, you mentioned that your camera is working. Snehal, I want you to read the first part, only the first part, the first half of this. Can you read it loud?
Yeah, I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, you are, Snehal. Go ahead, read the first part.
Yeah, okay. Use cohesive devices. If you were telling a story about your educational background, I started school at 5 years old. I went to secondary school when I was 12. I left that school at 18. I went to university for 3 years. I graduated with honors. I had training. I work in my chosen field.
Okay. So Snehal, did you find any problem, in this while we were reading this?
I don't find any connectivity. That's what I felt.
Okay. Why did you find, the message was very clear.
Yeah,
Yes
though
or no?
it was, yeah, it was clear.
It was clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, though it was clear, but I don't find that it was up to the subject. I don't feel that what I want to deliver, it was not up to that mark.
Okay. Nikhil, you wrote something in the message. I saw it. Nikhil, can you, come live?
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Hi, Nikhil. Yes, Nikhil. So it was
How are you,
monotonous.
sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much. How are you?
Thank you, sir. I'm also good.
Great. So yes, Nikhil. Tell me what was wrong.
So I think there is a wave missing in the sentence.
Okay.
As this is just a tone, basically, and there is no wave present in the sentence.
It was like too much of I in all the sentences. Too much of repetition. Okay.
Yes.
And definitely there was no cohesion. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Sharon, I read your message. I is too repetitive. Okay. So let's make it better. Okay. I'm sharing it again.
Sure,
so Sharon, can you read the second half, Sharon?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Read it loud. Be a little more loud.
Yes, sir. The second part. Right. Firstly, I started school at 5 years old.
First of all, read introducing cohesive devices.
Okay. Introducing cohesive devices will make it sound more natural and explain the order of events in a logical sounding way. Firstly, I started school at 5 years old. Then I went to secondary school when I was 12. However, I left that school at 18. After that, I went to university for 3 years where I graduated with honors. In addition to that, I had further training. Now I finally work in my chosen field.
Can you see that the sequence of events are very clear in the second part? Did you see this?
Yes, sir.
So this is the difference we make while communicating. Okay.
She's no longer.
Hello. Okay, good, Sharon. So
thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, moving on. Improve vocabulary. There are different ways. Study vocabulary in context to something and look for synonyms. I'll tell you the best way to practice vocabulary is by writing. We all write messages and emails to each other. Okay. I'm not talking about WhatsApp short forms, where you write YOU rather than writing YOU, you write the alphabet U. Okay. Avoid doing that. Vocabulary in context, when you write a message. So for example, I gave you an example of happy and elated. So rather than writing, oh, I'm so happy. So say I feel elated, that will sound better. So in a similar way, keep, today we all have Google on our mobile. Try finding better words for each, vocabulary. What will happen is by doing this will slowly and gradually, naturally come into your language on a daily basis. So this is the way you can improve. Always try to look for better words that you use on a regular basis. Okay. Relate the vocabulary to your daily life, which I just mentioned. Make fun of the words you learn. You learn. I mean, don't try this. This we help while our training is on. Be careful while using synonyms.
Right.
Now you see there is the original period of live from 20. I can see some disturbance. Okay, so Jagdish, can you read the first original sentence, please? Jagdish. I think he's not able to hear me. Reena Solanke, are you there? Reena? She's not there. I'll pick someone else.
Hello.
Hi, Jagdish. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for responding, Jagdish. Jagdish, read the original sentence.
First one, sir.
This one, the original one.
More and more people these days prefer social network to keep in touch with friends and families.
Okay. Now read the paraphrase one.
Nowadays, social networks are preferably increasingly often for contacting friends and families.
What is the difference? What is the difference between the original and the paraphrase one?
More and more. First one is easy to understand, I think, and second one is little bit more cohesive. It is, I think.
No, both are cohesive. Okay, who can answer this? Ashutosh, can you answer this? Ganesh Bangar, are you there? Ganesh? Himanshu Singh? No. Pooja Jain? Pooja Jain? Are the participants muted again?
No, they are able to actually unmute themselves.
Okay.
However, we have Siddharth who's raised his hand. Siddharth, could you please unmute?
Siddharth, yes, go ahead. Siddharth, what's the difference?
Hello.
Yeah, hi Siddharth.
Hi sir. I can't tell it what is the difference. मतलब मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा कि difference क्या है. मतलब
there is no difference actually.
Meaning
it means the same thing.
Meaning, yeah. हाँ, same meaning तो same ही है. बस words different है और paraphrase में बस एक colon मतलब colon mark comma डाल दिया है बस उसमें ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं लग रहा मुझे.
Okay, so you know there are different ways to say the same thing. Okay, there are different ways to say the same thing. So the original and the paraphrase version are the same, but what it means is that the speaker, whoever is speaking this, has a better edge over the language. That's the only you know thing I have to say, because the original one and the paraphrase one are exactly the same. There is no difference at all. How to improve grammar? You need to understand the 9 main parts of speech, which are your nouns, pronouns, verb, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, interjections, and articles. Most of us, we join the English speaking course, you know, to learn English, and we think that we'll absolutely be fine. So my friend, no English speaking course can help you be fluent in English. It can only help you learn the basics, which you already know. You already know the basics, but you need to learn to practice and implement the basics. That's the only way you can learn. Okay. Improve your pronunciation. You need to use the tongue twisters. Okay. Who can say this fast? She sells seashells by the seashore. I cannot do it actually. I'll be very honest here. You can raise your hands. Well, I cannot see the chat box, but let me open. Who would like to say this? Who would like to say this fast?
Right. Saili, could you please unmute?
Swamini is not able to unmute. Swamini would like to speak. Sheetal is saying, I can understand English very well, but when it comes to talking, it makes you will have to make effort. The
hello,
participants
sir.
are not able to unmute.
Hello, sir. I'm audible.
Oh, yes. What's your name?
Yeah, myself, Swamini.
Swamini. Okay. Can you speak this fast?
Yeah, I don't know if I can, but I would like to try. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, try.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Again.
She
10
sells
times. 10 times. 10 times.
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay, I don't know whether it's 10 or not, but good, well attempted. So guys, you know, she had the courage. You know, you had the courage, Sharon, to actually, you know, come forward and speak.
Seashell by the seashore.
Yes.
Hi, sir. Saili here.
You know, there's too much of noise. What's your name?
Yes, sir. My name is Saili.
Saili. Hi, Saili.
Yeah. She sells seashells by the seashore.
10 times. 10 times.
Yeah. She sells seashells by the seashore. 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 Seashells, 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 seashells by the seashore. Thank you.
Okay, very well attempted. Very well attempted. Good. You know, I always ask my students to listen to English songs, okay, and repeat. Repetition is always good, okay. Sing with the singer. You know, that's how you know you can actually have hands-on to the English language. Watch English news and movies. Mirror therapy. Stand in front of the mirror and speak. That's actually a very good therapy. Record and listen to yourself. You can always have a recorder. Every phone has a recorder nowadays. Speak out loud.
I think, sir, Palki Sharma show in Vion is very good.
Palki is
Palki
showing...
Sharma show in Vion.
Palki Sharma. Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
I
Our
see.
English is very.
Thank you for
best
sharing.
English.
You can share it in the chat box for everyone so that everyone can record that.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Sir, can I ask question?
Question and answers at the end. We are just about to end the presentation. It's not a very long presentation. Okay. But you know, I like the engagements. So we'll definitely take all the questions at the end. Okay. So the question is, how can I help you today? Okay. So I am a international coach as well as a trainer, a counselor, a mentor. We work towards empowering the education and corporate sector with an aim to bridge the gaps between students, professionals, universities, and industry. We work with you to improve your learning. You know, like we did, our training sessions are very engaging. You know, like this session was engaging. We always allow you to talk, come forward and talk to each other, communicate with each other. We host power sessions twice in a week. One is on Tuesday and the second one is on Thursday, where all students, they join together and they talk to each other in English language. We cover 4 major components of the language: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Our purpose is to make you job ready and university ready. See, I always believe in one thing. It's not only about your job or being in India. My aim is to make each and every student a global participant. And I really believe in this. I worship this every day. Whosoever students they come to us, we make sure that we engage them in real-time scenarios, real-time questions, real-time conversations like I had with you right now. Okay, this is the only way you can improve. There is no other way.
So can I ask you?
Our purpose is to make you job. I'll answer all the questions. Just a moment. Let me just complete this, and then we'll have a good engaging session with each other. Okay. Our purpose is to make you job ready or university ready. You know, so that you get. You know, the purpose is to make you employable and acceptable by every institution of the world. We make you university and industry ready so that you can approach your interviews, meetings, and office with great confidence. We prepare you for life. There are other international trainings with us: IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, SAT, GRE, GMAT. We also offer, you know, visa assistance to people who wish to go abroad. Now, that's my contact details. If you want to, you know, personally get in touch with me, you can WhatsApp me on this number, and I can also share our links. That's our work links in the chat box, which you can always go back and refer to.
Can you please go to previous page?
Oh, sure. Just a moment. Let me again share it. I have added my, you know, details. That's my Instagram, Facebook accounts, and my website also in the chat box. Yes, this page you're talking about. This page.
Page number 24.
I don't know 24 or what, but
Yep,
this one.
Yep.
Yes,
No.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Page number. This is page 23. Now page 22 you are on. So I want you to go to page 24.
24.
Yep.
Second last page.
Yeah,
Oh, this one.
This one I was talking about. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. 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 So this is about you know, my profile. So I'm certified by Google, British Council, Educational Testing Service, University of Dundee, Scotland.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Sir, can I ask you something, if you don't mind?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so where are you? Means, are you working permanently somewhere full time?
Oh, yes, I am full-time working in my own organization. The name of my organization is the SHARE, the Scholars Higher Education Route.
Can you spell it?
Yeah, THEE. Let me write it on in the chat box.
Yeah,
The
sure.
Scholars Higher Education Route. Even if you go to my website, you will find this. My website is www.mukundsarang.com.
Cool. Nice enough.
Okay, that's my
Sorry, sir.
Pick up all the links from the chat box. I'm again pasting the links in the chat box.
Sorry, sir. Can I see the page where you where it is disclosing the services that you are providing?
Oh, sure. In fact, my services are also listed on our website. You can visit my website also for this. This one. So these two pages specify that. This one and the previous one. Majorly, we offer everything starting from your training, to your counseling, to your admissions globally. And as a counselor, we are very unbiased. Why? Because we are not here to promote any organization, institution, or any university anywhere. We only offer you what you really deserve.
Hey, hi.
And with respect to trainings, we have all level of trainings.
Mukul?
Yes,
Hi,
Sonu?
Mukul.
Hi.
Hi. I just had a suggestion. Can you just share this one with all of us over an email or any other convenient way for this presentation? I mean to say.
Okay, no.
That
So
would
this
be
presentation
helpful.
is exclusively to our organization. This cannot be shared as such, but
Okay.
you can always approach me in case you have any questions or
Okay.
any training that you require.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions from
Hi,
anyone?
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, can it necessary to join the foreign? Means if you want, if I want to learn the
I'm not
foreign
able to hear
language
you
like
clearly.
sorry. Now, hello.
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 Yes.
Yes, I'm audible.
Oh, yes, you are audible.
Yes, means my question is if I want to learn, means this is not normal English, I know, but if I want to learn UK, US as a Canada English, so it's necessary to join any means course or like coaching.
Okay, so it's not about Canada English or UK English. English is a common language. It's the same everywhere. Okay, there is no difference. Okay, the only difference is with the accents. Okay?
Accent.
Yeah. So you can, if you feel that you need training, you should join. If you feel that you are good, there is no point of, because training is required to build up your confidence, okay, and more practice.
Okay. Means if means if I get a job opportunity in foreign country for the job opportunity, so it's necessary they want any certification like the English course. मीन्स मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है कि अगर जॉब की अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली इन फॉरेन कंट्री में तो वहाँ नेसेसरी है कि सर्टिफिकेट होना चाहिए इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन ऐसा कुछ
See, most of the employers, they will ask you for IELTS certification. Okay, most of the, because IELTS is one of the most respected tests globally. That's International English Language Testing System. It is from the Cambridge.
Okay.
Yeah, and we very aggressively train for IELTS.
Okay, so how I get means the admission for learning this?
You can contact us on our number through our website, or I have given you my number. You can WhatsApp me whenever you want to join this course, and we will be happy to help you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we are very much approachable, in terms of students. So, you can always approach us, or even if you go to the online learning center of Diva Patil, they will route you through me. So don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, sir. Sally here.
What's your name?
Sally.
Sally, you can open your camera and talk. Okay.
Yeah.
It's always good to look at each other and speak.
Okay. Am I visible?
No, Sally, I can't see you. Oh, yes. No, I can't see you. But anyways, okay, we can talk. Speak.
Yeah, here is the issue of privacy. So my question is, when I communicate in English, my problem is I use that word for so many times in a pause or thinking timing. When it is like I use for so many times while communicating. How can I work on that?
Set up targets. Set up targets for yourself. So if I'm saying my name is Mukund, and so for example, if I speak like you, my name is Mukund. I need to set up my target that this sentence I will speak without pausing, and I should directly speak. My name is Mukund. Be very confident. Slowly and gradually, if you do this, it will not happen, overnight. This requires a lot of practice, Sally. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Set up your target. Okay, let me speak this sentence without any pause, and you'll be there. Slowly and gradually, you'll find yourself improving.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. Where's this voice coming from? What's your name?
Sir, I'm Rohit, sir. I'm Rohit. Yes, sir.
Yes, Rohit, I can see you. Open your camera, please, Rohit.
Actually, I cannot start my camera, sir, because the host has blocked it.
Go ahead, Rohit.
Okay. So my question for you is, sir, how essentials are soft skills in this management industry?
Soft skills are very essential, but along with soft skills, I'll tell you what, if you develop your language skills, okay, slowly and gradually, your soft skills will automatically develop, because soft skills are also more or less related to the language. They are directly, these two things are very, very much interconnected. Okay. So like the way I'm talking to you right now, and you are talking to me.
Yes, sir.
We are very thankful towards each other. We genuinely like each other.
Yes, sir.
So this should naturally inculcate in the personality of a person.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen overnight. This happens with practice. Try to engage with a lot of people. Like I mentioned, the best way to learn is to get into a lot of networking events.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I was in the beginning of my career, very initial stage of my career, I used to do a lot of networking. I used to go to all these international events, which were hosted by FICCI, which were hosted by the British Council. I was the member of the British Business Group. I was the member of this Internations. Internations I'm still a member of, but I don't go to any of their events because now it's anyways COVID. So I'm avoiding leaving my home.
Okay.
But the more you engage with different people, the better you get. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and this develops your personality as a whole, not just your communication. It will change you as a person. And as I mentioned, always be surrounded by 4 to 5 people who are better than you in terms of skills, in terms of language, in terms of personality.
Noted, sir.
And you'll reach there.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure talking to you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Kailesh. Hi, Kailesh. How are you?
Kailesh.
Yes, Kailesh. Tell me.
I'm good,
Kailesh,
sir.
Can you open your camera?
Sir, I have a question. Sir, okay, I try.
Yeah. Guys, I love interacting, with camera on, because, that gives a very different level of connection in our conversation. Yes.
Hello,
ahead,
sir.
Hi, Kailesh.
Sir, hello, sir. Sir, my question is that you are just making us ready for job, but I want to start my own business, sir. So
Okay, I'm not particularly making you ready only for job. I already mentioned in my
yes,
webinar.
sir. My question is that I really don't want to do any job for anyone. I want to do myself only.
Okay, my priority is to make every student a global participant, a global citizen. Okay, So whether
Yes,
you get
sir.
into a job or you get into business or you get into, any university further, if you're planning for a higher education, my role is to prepare you for life, not
Okay,
just
sir.
your job or your business or your university. You're getting my
Okay,
point?
sir.
I
Yes,
always
sir.
mention in my IELTS sessions also that it's not about IELTS, because most of the students, if I ask them, what are you here for? Sir, we are here to learn English. We are here to learn IELTS. We are here to learn TOEFL. We are here to learn PT. No, you're not here to learn this. You are here to learn your life skills.
Yes, sir.
How to actually engage in a session. Yesterday
Yes, sir.
itself, I was hosting a session with approximately 8 to 10 students. I entered the session and I wished them good evening. Out of 10 students, only one reciprocated and he mentioned good evening. He replied back. The rest 8 were silent, and I don't know the reason why they were silent. Idea is to always reciprocate, to engage. Whenever
Yes,
someone tells you good morning, this is not IELTS skills. These are your regular. This should have an impact in your everyday life. Okay. So if I'm
Yes,
wishing you
sir.
good morning, you should wish back good morning. And
Yes,
this
sir.
actually your soft skills and personality as well. Correct?
Yes,
Whenever
sir.
I'm offering you something, say thank you. Right? Whenever I make
Okay,
a
sir.
mistake, I should say sorry. I should apologize.
Definitely, sir.
Okay. So these are the very basic skills that comes from from your roots actually. But again, we all are coming from diverse cultures, diverse backgrounds, and at times we feel hesitant. अपनी language में हम बोल देंगे that I'm sorry, but when it comes to English language, we hesitate a little bit. But
Yes, sir. Hesitation is a very big problem, sir.
exactly, but it will go off. It only goes off with practice and the network you are into. Okay. Yes.
Sir, can I say you something?
Hello.
Actually, sir, can I say you something? Can I add something to your conversation?
100%. Who's that? What's your name?
Yeah, this is Rajneesh Kaur, this side.
Oh, Rajneesh Kaur. Hi, Rajneesh.
Yes.
Rajneesh,
Hi,
can
sir.
you open your camera and speak, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Just a second. Yeah. Hi, sir.
Hi, Rajneesh. Good to
How
see
are
you.
Same
Good.
here,
Thank
sir.
you.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hope you are in the best of your health.
Oh, very much. Touch wood.
Yeah.
I wish the same
So,
for you.
yeah, I'm already a healthcare professional. I'm into my cabin right now. So my
Okay.
parents were not there. So that's why I thought to join you.
Okay.
Actually, I would like to add something to your conversation, if you don't mind.
Sure. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you were saying now that it's good, always good to reciprocate at times.
Yes.
Yeah. So I believe it's really necessary and it's very important because it creates an aura to your
Yes.
conversation. And most importantly, suppose I'm conversing with you. I am throwing some sort of vibes that could be positive or negative. And the way you would reciprocate it to me in the form of your answers and so, you would also throw some of your positive vibes in the form of your words, your conversation. I believe in that.
Yes.
I'm a very damn believer of this thing. So, whenever you should be very selective into your talks and the people to whom you're talking, because those people always create, some people are like they are always with a negative thought, I'm very depressive and so you should be very selective into the circle you are going and the talks you are doing. I believe so.
You're
That
absolutely
really
right,
create,
Rajneesh.
yeah.
In fact, I'm glad I met you today. I always
Same here,
believe
sir.
this. I think, you actually have understood what, this law of attraction is. Okay.
Actually, that is
So, and I know that
really
you're talking about this. Again, when I say surround yourself with the best, 4 to 5 people,
actually
I am not talking about negativity at all. I'm only talking about, because see, if I find any person very negative,
yeah
okay, I always move away from that person.
yeah
Always. And
that's the only thing and one
this
should
can
do
only
that.
change your life, your career, your surroundings, because the more you're attached to negative personalities, okay, you tend to become like them.
It has done to me. I was like, I need to run away. Means I was damn into that crowd from past so many, you won't believe, from so many years, not days, not weeks, not months. It was years. And I was like getting some panic attacks, severe panic attacks, and going into depression day by day. It was a slow and steady process. It was going into my mind what to do. It was filled with all the negative thoughts, all the negative vibes. And the day I thought that I would change my life by only letting myself surrounded by the positive people and positive vibes and positive thoughts, that has changed my life drastically, believe me.
Excellent. Good to know that, Rajneesh. Where are you from? Are you from Pune?
Not really. I'm from Haryana.
Oh, you're from Haryana. Which city are you in?
Right now, my native city is Patil, Haryana, and born and brought up there. And right now, I'm working in Maharaja Agrasen Medical College and Hospital, Haryana, Hisar.
Oh, wow. Excellent. That's good to know. And how are you associated with Diva Patil?
Actually, from past many years, I was like, I need to pursue my further studies, but I was a little bit confused what to do, and how to do. I was screening and scanning so many universities, institutions from past 4 to 5 years. You won't believe it. And somehow I couldn't make it out. I'm already into my job from past 10 years, having a huge experience of 10 years. So I'm a physiotherapist. I even teach my students. It's a medical college going on, and I teach the students as well, final year students.
Wow.
So yeah, so I was going into the process that I need to enter into some good institute. I wasn't getting the right platform. Someone suggested me Willinkers, or someone suggested me A, B, C, etc., etc. But I wasn't willing. I'm very choosy about my things. I do accept this thing. Sorry. Anything and any institutions wasn't clicking me, giving me a kick. So somehow in the meanwhile, COVID occurred, and in fact, I wasn't able to leave my job and going for the regular course. I wasn't agree for that even. So in the meanwhile, COVID occurred, and drastically that has changed the education scenario all around. From regular one, people are going to the online sessions, online Zoom classes, online education, so that has changed everything, every scenario, every aspect of your life, from healthcare, from banking, from you can take education, from everything, each and everything that has changed drastically after the post-COVID era.
Yes.
So I don't know how come D.Y. Patil came into my life. I got a click on my Facebook. Even I got admission late in this last December only. You won't believe it, and that too on the last day only that I took the admission. So someone suggested me, ma'am, why don't you go for the D.Y. Patil? So I researched a little bit about the institution, university, and college. It really clicked me. I don't know how come that it's a nice and upcoming university. So I, without any giving it a second thought, I just took the admission, and I'm really glad. Believe me, I'm really glad. To whom I have asked, what are your reviews about the D.Y. Patil and all, and the course in which I have enrolled? Every friend of mine, believe me, has said, even I have many friends into foreign as well, they all have said me, this is the best decision you could take at this time of your life.
Excellent, Rajneesh. Good to know. In fact, I have currently I have many physiotherapists who are training with me for this language. So good to meet you. And so guys, look at this. She was able to communicate. You can see that she spoke to me at least for 3 to 4 minutes minimum. So this is the way you need to engage. And of course, this is also one of the networking platforms to speak. Commendable, Rajneesh. You really speak well. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Hello,
so
sir.
Nice and pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
Likewise. Thank you so much.
Hello,
so stay
sir.
positive, stay blessed. Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
sir, I'm audible.
Hello. Swamini.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Swamini, Himanshu. Yes.
Yeah, so
who wants to go first? You can open your camera, Swamini.
yeah. I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
And am I visible?
Very much. Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to tell you that this was the best session I encountered after Sohail sir's session, because I always enjoyed Sohail sir's session, but it got our course got completed and it's ended now. But today I felt like it was the best weekend.
Thank you,
Because staying at home and without doing any communication, it's very hard for me, because I love to speak in any language,
great.
no matter what. So now I would like to ask my question. So I work at the TCS. So I want to ask, like, how can we address any conflict at workplace without being rude to our manager or someone else in our team? Like
Okay, I understand where you're coming from. So conflicts happen in each and every organization, in each and every department. Okay, because we all are humans. Okay, so we cannot live without conflicts. Trust me, because even as a business, any business, it's almost impossible to run it without conflicts. It happens everywhere. Even in the family, even in one family, there are conflicts. Okay, so conflict resolution. I would just suggest one thing to you. Always keep your communication very clear. Okay, and always talk to the person you have a problem with. Don't talk to your colleague or friend just because he is near and dear to you. The one mistake that we make is we talk to other people about a third person,
like
who doesn't even care. For example, if you gossip to me, regarding your boss, it's not going to help you at all. You have a problem with your boss, you have a problem with your colleague, go speak to him or her directly. Okay, because if you're gossiping, it means you're just wasting your time and others' time. Okay, I'll definitely enjoy the story. I'll sip my coffee and I'll go away. It's not going to help you. I'm not going to be of any help to you at all. Okay, so I'll tell you what, there was someone who required a leave from office.
Leave yourself.
There was someone. Okay, I'll not naming any organization, not naming any person. There was this girl A who required leave for, I don't know, 5 or 6 days. Person B, he denied his leave. Now this person A went to person C, gossiping about, he has denied my leave and all that stuff. All those gossips were going on. And this person B, he heard it. He said, he very, openly and very transparently, he mentioned, you have a problem with A, has a problem with B. How will C help A? C cannot help A. So you have to talk to the person whom you have a problem with. That's the only resolution. There is no other resolution in the world.
Correct. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you have a problem with me, talk to me. Don't talk to anyone else.
Yeah. It will create misunderstandings for the other person.
Exactly. If you don't like me, come and tell me on my face you don't like me. That's okay. But when I will get to hear it from a third person, it will all, create conflict. So the easy resolution I've given you, talk to the person you have a problem with. That's it.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Best advice, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir.
Hello.
I do have a question on the same topic.
Yes, sorry, Rakesh was waiting for a long time. I'll take Rakesh. Himanshu was also waiting, I think. Rakesh, Himanshu, and Musa. Okay, Musa, I'll give you a chance first. Go ahead. You have raised your hand, Musa. Okay, come on. Well, Musa is not talking. So who was left? Rakesh, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Yeah, hi,
Yes,
Himanshu.
Rakesh, go ahead.
Okay.
I think so. Musa wants to talk. Let him continue. Sir.
Okay, go ahead. I'm waiting.
Yes, sir. So I'll continue. I'm Rakesh.
Yes, Rakesh.
Sir, you just mentioned to that girl that we have to go and directly confront with the person with whom we are having that issues. Exactly, sir. So according to that scenario which you just mentioned, there is a level, means he is higher to me, means he is my boss or something. So it won't be like that I should go and talk to him on the face.
Okay,
like,
Rakesh,
yeah, sir.
Rakesh.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, I always respect hierarchy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But when the communication becomes a barrier in hierarchy,
yes, sir,
you know, everything, you lose everything.
Yeah, definitely, sir.
Okay. So always remember, in a hierarchy, your boss is also an employee of that organization, and you are also an employee of that organization that you're representing and you're working for, right?
Exactly.
So
sir.
to maintain the respect of your organization, you need to communicate with the right set of people. Okay. You're understanding what I'm trying to tell you?
No, sir. The last thing was confusing for me.
What was the last thing?
I think you said like to communicate with the right thing or
right set of people. It means if your job, so if your boss has to approve your leave, you need to speak to your boss.
Exactly.
You cannot speak to your friend.
that is but
As
obvious.
simple as that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question was like, what is the exact means? What would be the perfect way to go and approach in this kind of situations? Like, it's
See,
not
it's
like
all respectfully. Go ahead respectfully, and you should request. You know, so for example, no matter if someone is my subordinate, if I have to get things done, I have to request him or her.
Okay.
You know, I can't order, do this. No. You know, the way to say is, may I request you to please do this?
Okay, okay.
This sounds better?
Yeah.
Rather than saying, okay,
more
Rakesh, do this. If I say, Rakesh, do this, that's too rude and that's too direct, and it doesn't sound respectful, right? If I ask you, Rakesh, may I request you to please do this? Sounds more humble. Soft skills, right? We were talking about soft skills.
Yeah, so because there was a situation with me where I went and I made a request. Yeah, I definitely remember making a request kind of thing. And later on, I got a comment like I was a kind of means ordering or harassing that my senior person, like not even that exact person came to me speaking like that. His subordinate or his assistant something. He told me that yeah, Rakesh was like very rude to me. He just like harassed me for this particular thing, and I'll be giving a good report to the senior managers and all. Means I was like totally confused that what went wrong and this thing. So that's the reason exactly why I asked this question. Thank you for your answer, sir.
Move away from the negativity, Rakesh. Okay,
exactly,
you cannot
sir.
control others' action. All you can do is you can control yourself. That's what I would say.
Yes,
okay, I cannot control Rakesh, you know, but I can control myself.
Myself.
That's all I would say.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yes. Next.
Yeah.
Question.
Hello.
Yes, Himanshu.
Yeah. Hi, Mukul.
Hi.
Camera. Himanshu. So first of all, I think camera is not allowed by the host. I'm not sure.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's not allowing me to turn on the camera. But first of all, the session was great. Like
Thank
it was
you.
great.
Thank you, Himanshu.
I really enjoyed it. So I think host has allowed. So maybe I can turn on the camera. Okay. So the first of all, the first thing that I want to tell, like I have been working into like MNC for last 12 years, still working. And apart from that, I keep giving technical trainings, keep writing technical blogs. So on all those fronts, it's fine. But two things that is the major concern that I have is like I have meetings with managers. So, but when I go for meetings with senior management, top management, right? So why there is always a hesitation that comes in. Like I can easily communicate, like I give trainings, I give online trainings, lot of different things I do. I work across the people across the globe, from US, from anywhere across the globe. So there I don't have that hesitation. But when talking to someone in the organization or the corporate ladder, someone senior management, top management, directors, so there is something hesitation that comes in. So like how can I improve on those parts so that I can easily communicate and relate to those top hierarchy?
Okay, I got your question, Himanshu.
Yeah, so that was the first question. And the second,
yeah, go ahead.
And the second question, like whenever doing some public speaking, the first few minutes or the few seconds, there is always an anxiety once I start speaking, I like engage the peoples and everything. So then it goes smooth. That's fine. But the first 1 or 2 minutes, there will always be some kind of anxiety that comes in. So also want to see that how can I improve those things as well?
It's very natural, Himanshu. The first thing is that we need to be ourselves. Okay, we need to be what we are, and we need to be very natural. Okay. जैसे for example मैं हिंदी बोल रहा हूँ अभी, मैं घर पे ऐसे हिंदी बोलता हूँ जैसे मैं आपके साथ बोल रहा हूँ, ठीक है? Correct. Right. So I don't use English language at home when I'm talking to my wife. I'm talking to my father, mother, brother. You know, I don't use English language. I only speak in Hindi. Okay. So or at times we use Punjabi because I'm from Punjab. So be yourself. Okay, and be very much grounded. So जहाँ तक hierarchy की बात है, you know, you are a little hesitant talking to your seniors. That's what I understand. Correct?
Yeah, mostly to the like directors or VP level.
Okay.
So like
you
when we
need to
are meeting, so
understand.
to express our ideas and everything,
I understand.
So it becomes a little difficult.
In a hierarchy, you know, especially where we speak out that he's my senior or he's my junior. Okay. Always remember. Okay. It's all experience. It's nothing senior or junior. It's something about more experience and less experience. That's it. Okay. But again, you might be more experienced in something which I'm not good at. And I should respect you for that. And you should respect me for what I am good at. Okay. You getting my point? You know, whether so these levels are being, you know, are being you know, given by the organization. Okay. Correct. You always have to remember that even if I am working for my own organization, I become the employee of my organization. Correct? So we all are employees having engagements at different levels. Okay. I am withdrawing my share from my company and you are withdrawing your share from your company. It's as simple as that. The day you start believing that, you know, everyone here has a different level of experience and you are at par with them. You are no less, you know, the skills that you possess, they don't. And the skills that they possess, you don't. It's as simple as that. So let's have a mutual respect towards each other. Let's respect the hierarchy. Let's respect the levels and let's be confident, you know, in approaching people. The day you believe this, you'll be absolutely, you know, at par with anyone in your organization. Okay. That communication barrier happens when you feel that the other person knows more. Okay. So if the other person knows more, good, let's talk and let's learn something from them. Yes or no?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Yeah. So always start believing that, yes, okay, even if he knows more, let me grab something from him. Let me learn something new from him. Okay. The hesitation will be, you know, initially 1 time, 2 times, 3, 4 times, 5th time, 6th time will be like very normal. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. So don't hesitate. Okay.
Thank you.
At
Thanks
times,
for your
I
time.
understand the other person is very busy. You need to take appointments, seek appointment and, you know, go walk in, talk whatever you want to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Try to follow that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Next, Dr. Shweta Siddhi Musa. Yeah, Dr. Shweta.
Hello.
Yes, ma. Yes, Dr. Shweta. Can you please open your camera?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. How about you, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Tell me.
Yeah, the session is very excellent.
Thank you so much.
I feel happy to meet you. So I want to share my problem with you, sir. Actually, I'm working in a good designation medical officer in Apollo. So soon I will be into management. But what happened whenever the bosses and the seniors ask me some input, to give some input about the problems or the employees around me. So I have a lot of data to share with them, but I restrict myself. I cannot deliver what I know, and I cannot synchronize the data what I have, so that I stop my conversation in between. So that usually happens with me, sir. And hello.
Yes.
Hello. And one more thing, so small or big events do happen in our hospital, and I get a lot of opportunity uh, um, to get a podium or to host something and to address the doctors around me. But I usually skip that opportunity. But that is what I exactly wanted to do always. But I have a lot of hesitation and I restrict myself. I don't know how to overcome to this. So can you
Well,
guide me
Dr.
on this?
Shweta, you have spoken so much, you have already overcome your problem. Because, on this platform, there are, more than 200 people, and you're talking in front of them and you're not at all hesitant. So you are anyways confident. See, if you stop in between the presentation or the data that you are sharing, that is sheer nervousness, nothing else. That's because you're not getting any reciprocation from the other side, right?
Okay.
So you can pause, you can always ask, whenever you're presenting anything, you can always say, does this seem right? Is this okay? Wait for their reaction, let them react. Ask questions in between. See, like for example, in today's session, it was very easy for me to give a whole lot presentation for 25 minutes and say goodbye and leave. Yes or no?
Yes.
But I wanted to engage with all of you, correct? I wanted to share my thoughts and have your thoughts with me so that we share and we learn from each other. Yes or no? Make your presentations engaging. If you make your presentations engaging, you will automatically get a response and that will boost you to speak more.
Okay.
Okay. The problem with you is you might only be explaining the information, and when you are not getting any response from the other end, that's when you feel that it might not be very interesting, and then you get a little nervous and then you stop. Right? This happens.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Try to make it more engaging. Try to talk to them more and more, as much as you can. Okay.
Okay.
Ask their views. That are you liking this? Is this okay? Is this the way it should be done? Seek their views. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Siddhi, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Shweta. Nice to interact with you. Yes, Siddhi.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Tell me.
So actually, my question is asked by others. So Dr. Shweta, I had the same problem like Dr. Shweta, but I want to know. Reply. Yes, sir. But I want to know, now I'm a 40 plus. So at the age of 40, how I build my confidence?
Ma'am, don't talk about age, because I have, I'll tell you what, when I was training in Malta is a, small country in Europe. I was 29 years then. Yes, around 28 or 29 years. And I had a candidate who was a fellow colleague. He was training with me. He was 75 years. So there is no age to learn anything.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So the day.
No, sir, actually what happens now, sir?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know English very well. I can able to read, write, but in my mind, I'm ready to speak in English. But when I comes in front of someone, no, so I got some hesitations and not able to speak. I started, but after that, I lose my confidence.
Siddhi ma'am, you come over for training with me, and you will thank me after 2 months.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's what I would say.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's only practice. It's only practice. Okay. There is nothing else. Okay. Because I'll tell you what, we have students from all age groups, starting from 16, 17 years. We also train students who are around 59, 60. My last student was 65 years. That's the maximum, age group that I have trained. So don't worry. Age is never a barrier when you need to.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Can I ask you something? Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Yes, Rajneesh.
In which city you are practicing right now?
Oh, currently I'm in Pune. Before, I come from Punjab. I have been born and brought up in New Delhi. My parents and my brother, they still are in Delhi, and I'm based in Pune. I stay here.
So you take your sessions, means that is totally offline or online as
No,
well?
now we are 100% online. Before COVID, we were offline. We used to travel a lot. We used to travel to different cities, different colleges. In fact, I must have been to more than 1,000 plus colleges till date across India and Nepal.
Great, great.
So
That's a great achievement.
yeah, thank you. I mean, I've been working for a long time, so that's why. So even Diva Patil, to your institute, I have been at least 5 to 6 times in last 5 years. I'm talking about before COVID. Since 2017, I have been there. 2017 to 2019, I visited your institute 5 times as a guest lecturer.
Great, lovely, lovely to meet you, sir. Thanks a
Thank
lot
you.
for enlightening us.
Likewise, thank you so much for
Thank you.
participating, Rajneesh. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Indrajit.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, also fine, sir.
Yes, please.
Actually, I have one concern regarding myself. When I'm start any meeting or any calls, any regarding student or automobile industries, so that time when I'm start my lecture session, so that time I have get more irritated. So can I get some info regarding that?
Sorry, I was not able to understand you, Indrajit. Can you speak slow, loud and clear?
Yeah. When I'm start any office meeting or another student lecture in automobile industries or automobile in ITI, small ITI or polytechnic colleges. So that time when I'm start my lecture session, so that time firstly 5 minutes I have more irritating. So that
you have more what?
You have more irritating, so depressive or irritating moment are created. Then when I'm start when 5 or 10 minutes complete, so then I was all handling as per normally. But when it starting time, I have get more concern regarding feeling so bad or feeling whatever.
Okay, so basically the initial first 4 or 5 minutes, you feel hesitant.
Yeah, hesitant.
In the session when you are conducting a session.
Yeah, session or anything in office meeting, when I'm start office meeting or any presentation regarding vehicles, regarding anything.
What is the first thing that you do when you start a meeting? So for example, you're starting a meeting with me. What do you do? What is the first thing that you will do?
First, prepare myself and try to
not prepare myself. When you enter a meeting room.
Yeah.
When you enter a meeting room, what do you do? The first thing.
Firstly, I am seeing area and another front side people.
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
And presentation board. Yeah. When I'm starting meeting, so that time I'm seeing my front side students or first time front side office staff.
Okay, how do you engage? How do you start engaging? What do you tell them?
As well, introducing myself. This is first step.
Okay, so that's the right way to start. Introduce yourself. Ask them, hi, how are you? I hope you and your family are good, fine. That's the way to start. Okay.
Yeah.
So make it light. Make it basically you need to break the ice when you start. Okay. Yeah. Like what did I do today? I wish everyone good morning. Yes or no? When we started at 11:30, I wish, and I was waiting for your response. Yes or no?
Yes.
And I did not start till the time you wish me back.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Yeah. So always say good morning and wait for the response. If they wish you good morning, then start the meeting. Otherwise, don't start the meeting.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So start on a lighter note. That's what I mean to say. Okay. Yeah. And then come to the topic. If you straight away come to the topic, it'll be boring for everyone. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Nilesh.
Yeah, I'll try some.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
We have 3 more raise of hands. Musa has raised her hand for a long time. And Dirga Jain.
Hello,
Dirga,
sir.
You are there?
Yes, sir. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Oh, yes. Oh, Musa, where are you from? Yes, Dirga, you can also open your camera. We can talk together.
Sir, it's Dirga here, actually.
Dirga.
Am I visible, sir?
Yes, you are.
Am I visible? Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So my name is Dirga Jain, and actually, just like you, I'm very much interested in, interacting with new people, going around, like talking to everyone around. I'm like really not that much hesitant talking to anyone new. So like, is there something that I can take up as, a part-time job for me? Like, actually, I'm a CA aspirant, and
You come,
I've
let's
given
work
my
together.
attempt back then, Abhi. And
Dirga, let's work
yeah, sir.
together. You come and work with me.
No, sir. Like, can you guide me for something like a part-time job, like where I can keep up with my hobby of, interacting with new people, talking to many people and all this. Like, is there
See,
something that I can take
well,
up?
you will have to take up a profession of a sales representative somewhere.
So
That
there
will actually help you, grow your reach to more people. And as you love talking, I would, or rather, because see,
Yeah.
if I suggest you training, you will get the same audience to talk to every day. Okay. Whereas
can
if you take
I suggest
networking,
something?
marketing, yes, Rajneesh.
Yeah, so there are many career options. Like she can be a career counselor or a motivational speaker. Even
Oh,
she
that
can
will
be
take
radio
time. She is
jockey.
asking
Yeah.
for immediate resolution. So for immediate resolution,
Actually want to take up something as part-time, not full-time, because I am a CA aspirant actually. So I'm pursuing my full-time career in chartered accountancy.
So you
But
can
then
be
like I
a
want to keep up with my hobby, like I want to interact with people, I want to go around and like, these two things are very different actually. Being a
you can be a
student.
part-time radio jockey. There are many radio stations out.
Okay.
To promotional jobs.
Okay.
because see, I'll tell you what, in any organization or anywhere in the world, sales is the only job where you need to reach out to different people. There is no other profession other than sales, that allows you to reach out to unlimited people globally.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. So
So
try it
like,
out.
so can you give so can you tell like how did you end up here? Like what made you come up in this profession? Like, as a counselor, like how did you start up here?
Okay, I actually started my career with hospitality, and then I moved on to being a wealth consultant. I did a wealth advising course from Europe, and that was actually a very tough job. That was really a very tough job, let me tell you, because it's not easy. Like I mentioned, sales, it's not very easy. Then I ended up consulting for the world's largest organization, which is ETS, Educational Testing Service. It's based in the US. And I started enjoying it because, I had to go to different schools, colleges, and provide information about the English language assessments. So as well as the aptitude assessments. And that's how I got into this profession. And slowly and gradually, I realized that, people have started liking me, and I'm getting a lot of traction from students, teachers, parents, counselors. And I made this as my permanent career thereafter. Then I got my certifications in place. I'm certified by the British Council. I'm also certified by ETS USA. I'm certified by Pearson. I got certified by University of Dundee, Scotland. That was a big deal for me. So, all these certifications, because these gave me more confidence, and then I launched off my own organization by the name The Share, which is the Scholars Higher Education Group. And then, there were other associations which happened. Like, I became the vice president for the USA programs and also the global ambassador for Tanzanian Chamber of Commerce in Ireland. And these associations still exist, and it's going really well. So I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now.
That's really inspiring. Really, really.
Thank you. So basically, whatever happens to you, it was not overnight. It happens with time, slowly and gradually. And trust me, there was a time after I gave up my sales job, I had nothing to do. So we all have good and bad days in our lives. But again, you have to move on. But I was not at all ashamed to reach out to people and say that I need help. I always used to call up people, hey, I need help. And I remember how I got into my first job into education. I called up this friend of mine whom I offered a job sometime in life, So I said, yes, I need a job and I want to do this. She introduced me with someone in the, at a global platform, which worked out for me. And trust me, the person who helped me, getting here, he is still my mentor, my very good friend. He stays in Gurgaon itself. His name is Mr. Rahul Bhatia, and I will always be thankful to him throughout my life because he gave me my first break in this industry.
Lovely.
So you should always be thankful to people. A lot of gratitude to everyone for supporting all the initiatives that I have done in the past and I am still doing.
Lovely to hear that, Mukul. Mukul, I'd like to invite Musa because that's the last person we take for today's question.
Yes.
Because learners would now have to move into the next class after this.
Oh, okay. I see. I got your message, Sohail. I know it's really a long session, but I got so many questions from the audience and it's really engaging.
Your session is really interactive. That's why people and students are loving you and your session.
Thank you, Rajneesh. Thank you for saying that. Yes, Musa. Musa, can you hear me? Musa, I'll tell you what, remove your earphones. Your device will work better without the earphone. The problem is with the earphone.
Is it okay?
Oh, very much. See, I told you. I'm an online expert now. I've been training students online from last 2 years.
Yes. How are you, sir?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I joined the meeting training in and later after 6 minutes. I would like to you come back from introduction to page 6. I want to see that part. This is my
Which
first
page?
question. Page 1 to page 6.
Page 1 to page 6.
Yes.
Okay. Sohail, do we have time now? Because that will take time. Page 1 to page 6. Musa, what I'll do is I am, sharing my details on this thing. On in the chat box. You contact me separately, and I will surely help you.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, because Sohail just mentioned that you all have to enter into another class, so they will have to end this meeting. So that's the reason. I would have loved to show you now, but the only problem is that's my WhatsApp number. You need to add +91. Which country are you from, Musa?
I'm come from Guinea.
From?
Guinea. I'm come from Guinea Conakry. Republic of Guinea.
Guinea.
Yeah.
Guinea. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to know you, and thank you for attending this session, Musa. I will surely help you, separately. Okay.
Okay.
With me.
Thank you very much. Yes.
All right. Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you for clarifying.
So can you share your WhatsApp number if you don't mind?
Yes, I'm sharing in the chat box. That same number mentioned there is my WhatsApp number also. Just a moment.
Sir, please take one more session again. We really enjoyed it.
Sohail sir, in fact, I would really like to thank Dr. Jojare and Sohail sir, as well as Dr. Sufia Faruqi, for hosting this session together. Because, and in fact, Dr. Jojare and Sohail sir, they have really worked very hard to organize this for all of us. So thank you so much, Sohail sir and Dr. Jojare.
Can I ask one question?
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm Dr. Ashwini here.
Hi, Dr. Ashwini.
Hello, sir. Which is the best age for the training of this competitive exam? As my kids are in 5th standard now.
Ma'am, let them breathe. Let them enjoy their life. Okay. Because I'll tell you what, I got a call from a parent. His daughter is in 7th, and he was thinking of some psychometric test, and her daughter is very much normal. Okay. So this competitive tests, I'll tell you what, it depends upon what career line you want to choose. Okay. If your children are in 5th standard, it's too early for them. But first, this is the age you just gauge what they're interested in, what they're actually interested in for the next 3 to 4 years, and then accordingly we can advise.
Okay, sir. Thanks. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Best session.
Thank you
I
so
enjoy.
much.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Can I have one?
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Asjad, I can hear you now.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Fine?
Thank you, Asjad.
Nice to have in this session, sir. Really.
Thank you.
So I have one personal question actually. Are you charging for such session or what? Or it's free? Because see, I have one further question also. Because recently we plan to start such kind of course in my native place actually.
Okay.
I'm in country Kuwait.
Asjad, to answer your question,
yes.
DY Patil, of course, I do respect everyone, at DY Patil and have hosted a few sessions also in the past. Okay. So we have a very close association. Okay. But I am not commercially connected to DY Patil. Okay. And this session has been a gesture, with a special request that was made to me last week by Dr. Safia Faruqi. I know her for more than 3 to 4 years now. And she requested me in case I can have this session. So there has been no commercial engagement to host the session. We have absolutely done it complimentary for the benefit of Vidyapeeth and
so now you need. I'm stopping you. So for now, you have to be a complimentary for our session also. Can I go ahead?
Yes, Asjad, go ahead.
See, we plan to start one kind of course in my native place. Actually, it's in Shrivardhan, Taluka Shrivardhan. Might be you heard something Harihareshwar or like this, our nearby places.
Okay.
So we plan to start a session for the communication skill to make self-confidence of the students in Urdu medium school.
Oh,
so guys, they know such kind of little bit English. So we want to, upgrade them. We hired one teacher also. We are going to start from this 21st of January. But due to that, again, one kind of rule, it came by Maharashtra that again, we need to close the school and all. That's why it's to stop. And it's absolutely free from our side. Actually, we 5 friends, we plan to start with such kind of things in my native place in that school.
Okay.
So I would like to invite you all also to give one session when it will start up.
Sure, Asjad. Asjad, you can call me or you can even email me, whatever way you feel comfortable. It's better to call always, and we can definitely fix up a time and we can do this for you. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You
got my question, right?
Yeah. My contact details are mentioned in the chat box.
Yeah. It's there. I have 8441.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Sohail sir. Sohail sir.
Yes. Hi, Mukund. It was very engaging.
Yeah, it was, and I'm sorry. You messaged me long back, and I saw it later regarding the timing.
Right. No worries. As far as the session goes, it was very engaging, and you were really good. So I now like to call upon Dr. Zazari to help me end the session for today.
Sure.
Thank you, Sohail sir. So very good afternoon to all. It gives me an immense pleasure today to deliver the vote of thanks for today's webinar on the significance of language skills and its impact on career progression. So thank you so much, sir, for really inspiring all our learners to explore themselves. I'm really thankful to you, sir, because this session has explored many things for all our learners, and it was really beneficial to this interactive webinar. And we are really fortunate to have you today for showing the significance of language skills and its impact on career progressions. All our learners had really got an insight about how to present themselves in front of the people while communicating to mass level of people, while communicating to the few people. So this was really a wonderful session, I would say. And I would also like you to thank Honorable our Dr. Smita Zadhav Madam, Trustee and Executive Director of the Vidyapeeth Pune, for always being the source of motivation to arrange such a webinars towards our learners' development through this creative idea of DPU Brainwave series. I must thank to our beloved Director, Honorable Dr. Safia Faruqi Ma'am, for arranging this thoughtful session. for all our learners for their own personal development. And it was really a wonderful session, which has given say an opportunity to have their own personal development. I'm also thankful to Professor B.V. Marathe sir for always guiding us on such events and webinar. And I must thank to all our team members, our faculty members, all our non-teaching members, and for all the learners who have participated in this webinar, who and made this webinar to be more interactive. So thank you all of you. And with this particular note, I would likely to declare that this particular session has been completed successfully. Once again, I'm really thankful to you, Mukul sir, for giving such an insight. And I'm also thankful to Sohail sir for conducting this webinar very nicely. So thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for participating. We'll see you again. And Dr. Jojare and Sohail sir, we should definitely meet sometime soon, once this COVID pandemic is over. And let's meet in person. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.